So banking failure number 2 has just occurred, but we actually have a much bigger news story out there that we've just confirmed, and from you guys as well as out there through independent sources, that we're going to be breaking here that could impact up to 20,000 Americans' medical procedures per day. This is even bigger possibly than the IV shortage. I'm not sure if it is, but it's going to be somewhere in the same class. This is a major, major thing, and nobody's talking about it at all. As people consider who to vote for in this U.S. presidential election on November 5th, 2024, we have updates on that too that you need to hear. And I'll give you a personal update on me here on the Camino de Santiago in Spain. We got a lot to cover. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over. We got some really crazy stuff that we're getting reported in. Some of these things that we're confirming, other things that we're going to be confirming through you guys. A lot of store reports. Everything, please do keep them coming in, especially as we go into the season coming up on November 5th. Please keep letting us know what you guys are seeing and what you guys are hearing. Please, first-hand reports if at all possible, or stuff that you can find that I will be able to find, okay? Let me know about those things. Make sure you use the word update in your comment. Before we dive in, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts to get into something more safe. If you've been seeing what's been happening in gold and silver just in the last couple weeks, kind of told you so, but it's going to continue to go up a lot from here, it looks like. Things are just starting to break out in silver. Gold has already been putting in some good numbers, doing a lot better than the stock market right now, let's just say it that way. And there are a lot of banks out there panicking because they don't have enough gold and silver, and they're actually shorting it. So they're kind of panicking about it, but people who have gold and silver are looking pretty smart right now. And if you want to get in that category too to protect your wealth, Jonathan and his team can talk to you about that. There'll be a link at the end of the video. All right, we got a confirmation on a widespread outage of medical imaging. We got some technical stuff here, but if you need it, you really, really need it. This is from KitKat. And then I will confirm some of these things through independent sources to you. But there is a global shortage of technetium, I don't know how to pronounce it, TC99. It's used in 80% of nuclear medicine procedures such as lung scans, bone scans, stress tests, etc. The cause is, quote, unexpected outages at several large reactor sites in Europe. Only the reactors in South Africa and Australia will remain operational. We anticipate operating as less than 35% capacity starting Monday, October 21st, which 2 days ago, friends. This notification came out today at a hospital system in northeast Wisconsin. That's coming from a hospital system, but I was able to independently confirm a few things. So a main reactor where they produce the TC99. Now we're going to hear TC99 and MO99 used interchangeably here. MO99 is what they technically produce at the refinery, at the reactor, and then they ship it as MO99, and then when it gets close or at the somehow they change it into TC99 just before they use it. So they basically mean the same thing. I know there's a chemical difference, but they're referring to the same thing. If there's a TC99 shortage, it's because there's an MO99 shortage. So the main reactor in the Netherlands had a pipe deformation inside the reactor, and that caused it to need to shut down immediately for immediate repair. So they shut it down before the maintenance cycle. And that's what is causing this problem. And the effect is instantaneous, friends. We have it shut down on the 21st. And within a day, we're already getting reports of people's procedures being canceled immediately. And right now, we're going from 100% down to 40%. On my numbers that I'm seeing here, they say a 40% shortage. From KitKat, they're saying that through the medical system, they're saying that they're at 35% capacity. Now, given supply chain issues, that we're already told in some of these articles that I was digging into in technical journals and stuff, where they're warning about this. They're saying that there's going to be some pockets where they have better supply than other pockets where they have less supply. So that is to be expected. Some of these numbers are going to be people's best guesses at this point. But the fact is that there is a dramatic shortage. Now, 40,000 Americans get imaging scans per day in the United States that use TC99. So if there's a 40% shortage, that's the more conservative number. Let's go with that one. We're talking about close to 20,000 people not getting scanned per day. Okay, this is per day. And they don't get scanned today. It's not like they just get scanned tomorrow. It's that they're not getting scanned for months. Because that's how long this shortage is going to last. They're talking about this going into mid to late November. So we're talking about a month outage, which is going to be a major bottleneck there. They can't ramp up production of this stuff. It's hard to make. It's hard to make, and they have to use nuclear reactors to create this stuff. They're basically creating elements on the periodic table, okay? Radioactive elements. You can't just get a factory going, okay? And when they have one of these reactors down, that's a problem. So we got this major shortage out there that nobody's talking about yet, but if you need a scan, that's important. We do have some relatively good news, apparently, out of Cuba. Apparently, Cuba has restored power to large areas, at least late last night around 11 p.m. So you guys are seeing this just a few hours after that. I'm getting this out as we speak here. But 11 p.m., they got their internet back. We can see that because the internet spike, and that indicates power. The crackdowns and security mobilizations were extensive. They mobilized everyone in their security to protect government buildings. There were lots of protests, and we're not seeing images from these things because no internet, no power. But with the internet coming back on, we may start seeing some of this stuff. But they've already jailed a whole bunch of people. I just saw a report of a mother, I believe she was 21-year-old mother, just been sentenced to 15 years in prison for sharing videos online of a protest. So pretty high cost for information getting out. All right, on to our title here. FDIC seized another bank, this time in Oklahoma. This is the second one this year, and let me read this to you. The First National Bank of Lindsay was forced to cease operations after the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, this is part of the Treasury Department, found the institution to be in a perilous financial position. A government bureaucracy found them to be in a perilous position, so they ordered it to be shut down. The FDIC seized it, and then they sold it to another bank, because that doesn't sound shady at all, does it? It was shut down after the OCC identified false and deceptive bank records and other information suggesting fraud that revealed depletion of the bank's capital. FDIC seized the bank and then sold it to First Bank and Trust Co. So that bank no longer exists. The First Bank of Lindsay no longer exists. Do you remember seeing any kind of debate in Congress over this? Any court orders? Or did just some bureaucrats decide something with unlimited power, just go in and seize a bank and sell it for whatever they want to another bank? Nothing nefarious here. Nothing nefarious here. Now, it may have been completely above board, but I think we all have to say, doesn't there seem to be something wrong with that process? Anyway, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, a wonderful diversity hire, went to deliver $400 million more of U.S. taxpayer dollars in person to Ukraine. He seems to be a little bit confused as to which country he is the defense secretary towards, but that country has an invasion of 500,000 people coming from bear country. I get it. Whereas the United States is dealing with an invasion of approximately 25 to 35 million people. But you don't see us getting any money for our border. 14 days till remember the 5th of November. Hopefully you guys, we're being told apparently by people on our side of the spectrum that we should be getting out there and voting early. I previously said to you guys, if you need to vote early, but probably better to vote on the day. Apparently, I'm being told I'm wrong on that. So apparently people are saying go out there and get it in early if you can. Try to vote in person if possible, but just vote early. That's what they're saying. Because apparently a lot of the other guys' stuff's coming in early, and if we get ours mixed in there too, then it makes it harder for them to cut corners. Okay, so apparently that's what's happening. So 14 days till then, and Special K decided to take yesterday off. That's nice. So clearly she's not going to do anything different than the old guy because, she's probably at her beach house too. But on Monday, before her rest break, at this time in the election cycle, crazy. She just did another scripted town hall. In case you didn't see it, I think actually nobody saw it, but I didn't, and I wouldn't encourage you to go see it either, though, it might be a less humane way of doing waterboarding in the future. That's a thought I think our Defense Department should take down. It might be more legal, too. Sam says, I've been ratting out Michigan's voter BS for over a year. I was informed yesterday that we will be using magic markers again. Oh gosh. If I hear magic, we just heard magic markers again. Next, we're going to hear hanging chads from one of these places. Oh gosh. Remember the whole marker incidents? Well, apparently they're coming out again, according to Sam. Per my understanding, because the marker bleeds through, it will make all votes in northern Michigan invalid. Please, friends, if you're in Michigan, keep an eye out for that and let us know what you see. Lewis says, one of my friends in Indiana has been getting threatening letters. Yes. Threatening letters because of her choice of election candidate, a Republican. I've been hearing about more and more of this going on. Velma says, something I've noticed, YouTube won't allow you to skip the Democrat ads, but you can skip the Republicans. Anyone else seeing that out there? Let me know down in the comments. All right, we're through the election updates. Let's get into some of these others here. Well, this one's from the UK. This is a joyful sounding one. CR says, Brazil sounds like the UK now. That's not good. Under Labour, you can be prosecuted for silent prayer. Don't you dare do that. And you're not allowed to say God bless to people. Plus, Starmer's first death in custody of a political prisoner happened yesterday. It's hell here. Our hearts go out to you guys in the UK and other places where political persecution is getting crazy. Neil says, my local Publix in Orlando had only 7 dozen eggs, with one of them having broken eggs. So I don't know what it is about Florida, but you guys are having a serious problem with eggs down there, it sounds like, from what I'm hearing from you guys. But not just in Florida. We did have 2.6 million egg-laying hens culled just in the last 2 weeks. So this is going to continue for a little bit. Sorry. Raven Wolfpack says, St. John's, Arizona. no eggs. 2 weeks, finally found a store that carries eggs. They only had one case and they were sold out within 20 minutes. And they've also gone up to almost $5 a dozen when you can find them. And if you guys were listening to this channel for the past 6 months or so, we've been warning you that it was coming back, right? Hopefully you guys listened and got ahead of this. Hopefully you got some eggs frozen like I do. Edible eggs, right? Raising Jane says Costco in Orem, Utah and Saratoga Springs, Utah are both completely out of eggs. So Utah as well, all types. Also, all the organic ground beef is gone in Saratoga Springs location. The beef shortage is coming, friends. It's going to be a lot worse than the egg shortage. I promise you. Make sure you're prepared for that one. That's going to be the big one. American Cowboy says, Ohio. Okay, Steve, I wasn't going to vote because I really don't care and am honestly against government in general. However, I will go ahead and walk across the street to vote this time, but only because I don't want you to be in a labor camp. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. If you have no other reason to vote other than to keep me out of a labor camp, please do that. I appreciate that. It sounds funny, but I report just out of the UK and a report out of Brazil. In reality, it's really not funny. It's not funny. We're talking about very serious things here. And if you're thinking it's a flippant joke, we can say it funny, but it's serious, friends. We need to be taking, and I agree with you, voting may not fix this. But I promise you, your conscience will be better tomorrow, down the road, knowing that you tried everything else first. If you go back to the Declaration of Independence and you look at how long they take in the Declaration of Independence saying, we tried this, we tried this, we tried this, we tried this repeatedly, we repeated to do this, and we kept getting ignored, we kept getting spurned. Finally, we took these steps. We need to be in the same place and we need to follow their example in this. Try everything before we come to the end of the road, okay? I know some of you guys are like, let's just jump into it. Try everything before we get to the end of the road, okay? Granny Shell, and then I'll give you guys an update on what's happening here with me. Granny Shell says, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Steve, for all your updates and information. It's amazing to me that I can get more information in less than 20 minutes than I do if I sit in front of any news stations all day on TV. Thank you, Steve, for saving me so much time. God bless you all. And this is to my detriment, but for those of you who don't know, you can also go up. There's a little gear sign thing. If you want to save even more time for people like me or other favorite channels, it doesn't help our channels. It actually kind of hurts our channels a little bit, but you can accelerate to 1.25 speed or 1.5 speed, and it makes the people talk faster. You get through the videos faster. You get more information faster. Like I said, it's not good for our channels, but if it helps you guys and saves you guys time, use it, right? I use it sometimes on some of the YouTube channels and stuff like that that I listen to. All right, so what am I doing here in Spain? I am at 531 kilometers out of 775 kilometers. For those of you in America, like me, I had to convert because they're brainwashing me here. That's about 330 miles out of the 480-mile journey. So I'm on the home stretch, about 10 days or so. I got a really rough day today that I'm going to be heading into. I'm climbing up to the highest point on the trail today to the Iron Cross, from which we then descend into the Galicia province and the Galicia Massif, or the mountain range. We're going to be going up and down on our way to Santiago de Compostela. I'm looking forward to being home soon. For those of you asked questions about that, I do have a direct flight from somewhere in Europe directly to New York City. So that means that the flight's probably going to work out. As soon as I get to New York City, I do have a flight from New York City back to Pittsburgh on a separate ticket. So that probably will work out, but you know how flights are. But as long as I get to New York City, I can get from New York City to Pittsburgh relatively easy by bus, by train, by some other way. That is doable. So I'm feeling pretty good about getting back. I get back on November 4th by mid-afternoon or so. I will be back in Pittsburgh, so that should work out. We should be good. Even if I get delayed by a whole day, that will get me back in time to cast my ballot and all that. So thanks so much for your concerns and your questions out there. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. I got really, really sick for 2 days and actually had to stop things. But I'm back on my feet. Got going again today, and yesterday I got some kilometers in, a good bunch of kilometers, so I'm feeling good about this tough day today. But thanks so much for watching. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you guys later, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.